Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi, we meet again. Okay, so let's continue Chapter 7, the Managing Project Risk. So for this session, we're going to look regarding the learning objective number 2, apply risk identification tools and several qualitative and quantitative analysis techniques. Okay, so let's continue regarding the IT project risk management process. We have 7 processes. Okay, the first one, risk planning, risk identification is number 2. Number 3, risk assessment. Number 4, risk strategies. Number 5, risk monitoring and control. Number 6, risk response. And number 7, risk evaluation. Okay, for the risk planning, requires firm commitment from all the stakeholders to risk management approach. So means that everybody need to take part, okay, so that we can focus on the risk management. Okay, commitment assures adequate resources are in place, and resources include the time, the people, the technology. Okay, and risk planning focus on the systematic preparation. Okay, number 2, the risk identification. So this is where we identify the various risks to the project. Okay, we identify the threat. So they must be identified clearly. The true problem include the causes and effects for each of the risks. And IT project risk identification framework can be used to understand the project risk. So let's take a look regarding the risk identification framework. Okay. So if you look at this framework, it's a complete, okay, elements or things that we need to have when we handle a project. Okay, starting from the MOV, the objective, the budget, scope, quality, schedule. Okay, and then the objective, and we go for the details into the sources in terms of people, legal, process, environment, technology. Okay, and then we look at the sources from the internal and external sources. Okay, and we have the type of risk. Okay, either known, unknown risk. Okay, are identifiable, uncertainty. For example, the utility bill. Okay, and then no risk. For example, event that going to occur, death or tax, and then unknown risks that are residual risks and reflect what we don't know. Okay, internet in a long time ago, for example. Okay, we also we have the project life cycle. Okay, and process number 3 is risk analysis and assessment, where we have the quantitative approaches. So for the quantitative approaches, we have the probability distribution, the discrete, binomial, continuous, normal, per, and triangular. Okay, so this is the example of the binomial probability distribution. Okay, we have 50-50, for example here, A and P. Okay, this is for the normal distribution. Normally we have the bell shape. Okay, so normally approximate 68% plus minus 1 standard deviation of mean. Okay, 95% plus minus 2 standard deviation of mean, and 99% 3 standard deviations of mean. So for example, the task has a mean duration for 10 days, so the standard deviation is 2 days. If the task sometimes took between 6 and 15 days to complete, then 95% certain that the task will be completed within 6 to 14 days. Okay, 6 to 14 days. So this is the formula. For the PERT distribution, okay, we have the PERT mean, we have the optimistic estimate, okay, most likely, and pessimistic. Okay, so the formula is A, optimistic estimate, plus 4B, most likely, plus C, the pessimistic, divided by 6. So that's what we call it the mean. Okay, PERT mean. Okay, so this is the example of the calculation. Okay, so we have the risk, okay, percent, the mean, mode, and maximum. Okay, so in terms of when we do the graph, okay, you can see that, okay, in terms of what we call it, risk that we have. Okay, the unknown size condition is the highest risk because of they have the maximum impact. Okay, this is the triangular distribution. Okay, 5%, 5% for the distribution, and we have the 90% within the triangular. Okay, we have 4, 6, and 10 between these numbers. Okay. We also have the Monte Carlo simulation. The techniques that randomly generate specific values for a variable. Okay, this is the example at risk. Okay, our project provide a useful tools to conduct the risk analysis. Okay, if you click here, okay, I provide you the print screen, and okay, this is the apps. Okay, it. Okay, at risk. So all the possible outcome in the complex situation. So we can use this application to look at analyze the risk. Okay, this is example of the Monte Carlo simulation. Okay, they have the project and test as well as the what we call it, in terms of duration for each of the tasks or each of the cases involved. Okay, the cumulative probability distribution. Okay, sensitivity analysis using the tornado graph. Okay, we have the market share, technology penetration, duration of share, price per unit. Okay, so you can see that the green color represent high and blue color represent low. Okay. Process number 4, the risk strategies. Okay, either we want to accept or ignore. Okay, management reserve, released by the senior management. We have the contingency reserve. Okay, part of the budget, project budget. Okay, we also take a look regarding the contingency plan. So either we want to accept or ignore, or we want to avoid or mitigate. Okay, mitigate. Okay, reduce the likelihood, or we want to transfer the risk. Okay. So this is the overall regarding the learning objective number 2. Identify the risk identification tools and several qualitative and quantitative analysis techniques. Okay, and the last one is the mind mapping activity for you to try. Okay, for those who love to jot down during your learning, okay, you can use this activity. Okay, so with that, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you in the next session.